We love Snowdonia. One of the favourite games in the collection. It's right up there. It's just a lovely, lovely game to play. Awesome decisions every move. Well, this is Tony's new expansion for 2015, released at Essen. The Trans-Australian Railway, and he's included the daffodil line. Well, we already have the daffodil line, but it's nice. It's a nice touch that he's included this in this, because the daffodil line was very hard to get hold of, and a lot of people wanted it. And actually, we played the daffodil line quite a few times, and it's a really nice scenario. Really nice scenario. So, this one includes the daffodil line, which is really nice because it was making up the card deck. But you get the Trans-Australian Railway. Now, this introduces, from what I've read, it introduces water. You need water to do certain events and stuff. It's going to have extreme weather. There's no fog in Australia, so there's going to be like extreme weather events. I think flooding and drought and all sorts, and different scoring for different gauges of track. So let's have a look at the cards. There'll be new cards in it, in the new trains and stuff in the deck as well, that you have to use in this scenario. You can't use the base game. Always nice. We're going to actually set this up, and we're going to have a play of this immediately after filming this video, so may even slip in what we think of this scenario afterwards. Oh, and I'd just like to say, I got these cards off Tony because, well, for one, I inspired him to do the hot air balloon. I said, what about a hot air balloon, Tony, for Snowdonia? And he created that one as a promo, which is really nice. So thanks, Tony. And we have Ivor the engine, so that London Jack, he's like a rescue dog, is he? A railway collection dog. And then there's a few other cards in that little set, and I think these were available at Essen too. But it's quite nice to have the hot air balloon, which was my idea, but obviously awesomely implemented by Tony and sorted out. So back to the Trans-Australian Railway. Love the artwork on the front and the golden yellowy colour for Australia. I really like it. So here we go. Let's go to the there we go. So drought, no tracks or digging unless you pay a water. So it's going to be for 4 players, just like in the daffodil line. It's 4 players, and you use the yellow players' cubes as daffodils. You're going to use the blue players' cubes as water. So it's going to be for 1 to 4 players. I guess it can be played solo still. Yeah, 1 to 3. Okay. So that goes over the action on C. We've got the daffodil line here. Love the daffodil line. Lovely colours around the board as well. It's, you know, really, really nice. Okay, so let's have a look at, these are definitely the Australia deck. So let's have a look at these cards. Oh, so that's nice straight away, isn't it? The weather. This must be extreme weather coming up with the explanation marks or something. I don't know. Or we'll have to read right through the scenario. Here we've got daffodil lines cards. Barber's Bridge, Millswick. Yep, daffodil line. So let's have a look at these. Take 1 water from any station and place it in your supply. Now I think 1 water gets put out each go where the coal goes, but there can never be more than 1 water put out, if I remember from my brief overview of the rules. And now let's have a look at the train cards. That's awesome. That's the Indian Pacific. Real nice. Comes with a coal. Something about water here with the surveyor. The Gulfander. Nice. The Spirit of the Outback. The Gan, or yeah, Gan, did you pronounce it? The XPT. The Prospector. And the Overland. So all in all, a very nice little package for Snowdonia. Really pleased that, excuse me, really pleased that the Daffodil Line's now going to be in the hands of a lot more people, because it's a lovely scenario, the Daffodil Line. Can't wait to play the Trans-Australian Railway. So much so, we're going to play it now. So there we go. That is the latest expansion for Snowdonia for 2015. Awesome game. Thanks for watching. Right there, so we've just finished the Snowdonia Trans-Australian Railway. My personal thoughts are it is an extremely good game. There's a few rules ambiguities, because I suspect there's the Daffodil Line, really nicely laid out. The Trans-Australian, there's quite a lot of rules to it really, and you can see how condensed it is, and I think they've run out of blooming space there to put it, because there's a few things that just are not covered. Can there be a double flood? Who knows? Can there be a double drought? Well, it doesn't seem to be there can be a double drought, because unless you're going to pay 2 water to use them excavation points of laying track and digging. So if there can only be one drought, can there be a double flood? Well, there can be a flood because it turns up on the cards, and there can be a flood because of what happens on the track, an extreme weather condition by the current weather. So can there be a double flood? Also, it refers to flooding the stations at the current work rate. Well, the current work rate is both of these tracks. These are the work rate tracks. So which one of these tracks to use as the current work rate? We chose the digging one, but it is not clear. That's a guess. Is it the digging track or this? Because they can be different at different times, and they are different. I mean, this one's on 2, this one's on 4. So that needs clearing up. We've been adding 1 water cube per turn to the stockyard where the coal goes. Is it 1 per turn? I think it's got to be. It's not very clear, because it says, what does it say it use as an example? Not as an example, as a
reminder. As
a reminder, yeah, which is a bit weird if it's actually put there to take each go. It's not a reminder, it's actually in the stockyard. So there's a few rule ambiguities, but we played it as we seem fit, and it was absolutely really, really good. So much so, we need to tidy up them little rule things which are not explained clearly or not at all. But the level of complexity that flooding the chambers, flooding the stations, and people that are invested in them stations having to remove the water, and also knowing that normally if somebody's gone on an excavate action, thinking, well, they're going to take the rubble cubes off a track, but hang on a minute, they may not, because they may be moving water from anywhere that's flooded. That adds another layer of complexity. Excavating between this area here, which we marked with a rail, to this area here costs of water, but then in a drought, then it's going to cost you 2 waters, because it's going to cost you water to do it. It's going to cost you water to do. They're just the added layers of complexity. It caught us out a few times, and I'd say it adds quite a bit more, and we love it for it. To me, this scenario genuinely beats the base game scenario. What do you think of it, Paul? What do you think of that game?
Fantastic.
Did you?
Yeah. Best part of the Snowdonian game that I've played so far.
Yeah, and that might help because Paul actually won. We've got the figures here. Paul got 104. I come miserably last at 80, and Donna got 100. What do you think, Donna?
Very good. Quite a bit harder, but very good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was Snowdonia, the Trans-Australian Railway. Love to hear the rule ambiguities cleared up, but awesome. Definitely the meatiest Snowdonia we've played to date. Very, very nice indeed. Thanks for watching.